What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and I've been getting several requests about the rushing yard situation for MutMaster Ryan Shazier. I'm definitely going to get that to you guys right now. Pretty much it's a very similar thing that you have to do that I did with the passing yards video for MutMaster. Okay, so what we're going to look at right now is the actual list. You can see I'm 31 out of 32, but remember, you can either do the 500 solos that are right here. I'm going to show you right here. This MutMaster token that gives you the 95 overall, Ryan Shazier, you can either do this with the solos or you can do it this way. But remember, if you get the 125 or once you get the 125 online, you get the additional coins regardless. Okay, so that's something that you need to be able to understand and not really worry about it because you have it either way. So if you guys don't like the online gameplay or whatever, it's laggy, you're out of the country, all those different things like that, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, you can just go ahead and play those 500 solos and get it done. Now, I'm going to go into a solo that I usually, I try to go into. I don't like to go into the really long solos, but some of you guys asked if like some of these items were capped. I'm not really sure because every time I did my 2,000, 3,000 yards for, the passing 80K, I got all of the 2,000 whatever yards, 3,000. So I don't know if it's not capped or what you guys were doing that was wrong. But you have to remember, if you throw a pass, right, and you run backwards in order to get more passes, that's going to deduct from the passing yards. You have to run backwards. Like similarly right now, I'm going to throw screenplays and I'm going to go backwards and you're going to see that it doesn't affect my rushing yards. So some of the guys that I was talking to, they were like, yeah, bro, I was doing everything right. I was just passing screenplays and running backwards. Bro, no, just because you gain the yards right away, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to actually keep it. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to understand, hold on, what is it? This is a weekly one for 75K. All right, so we're going to do that later on. We're not going to use that one because that's not the one I usually use anyway. I'm going to go over to, where was it? What was I doing with the other one? I think I was doing, oh, they removed the other training camp one that I was doing. All right, so I don't like to do it with the ones that I've already, that I haven't done yet because it gets kind of weird because I have to make sure that the computer's not going to cheat me. So what is this? This is probably going to be a little bit harder. But I like to use, I was using the training camp videos and I went to the Vikings one that was last on the one that was previously done here before. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go here and we're going to try to get the ball back ASAP. And then I'm going to just give you a quick example of what's actually going on. But like I said, it's always better sometimes to go through it and complete the solo, totally, and then come back to it. Because that way it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You already got the, the win for the one unique solo that goes towards MutMaster, and you don't have to really worry about it. Because some of you guys like to let the CPU score and keep doing it. Me, I try to keep MutMaster Ryan Shazier in the game and build up his separate stats that gives us separate coins if we complete it. Like with his sacks, his tackles for loss. There's a lot of other objectives that you can do for the MutMaster that'll get you another 250K. So just keep that in mind as you go along and you're doing what you're doing. Some other questions that you guys were asking me, is he worth it? I'm going to be putting out some gameplay soon, letting you guys get an idea, excuse me, of what he's been able to do for me. Now, he is OP at that position right now, and there is no other linebacker that's even comparing to what he is. So obviously he is a little OP. I don't want to say that he's like, because depending on the O-line that these guys have, I played against a lot of these O-lines where guys' O-lines are just juice, okay? If you're playing against somebody that has a juice O-line, he's going to get blocked a little bit, but he has excellent block shed, okay? You can see that in the beginning. What I did was I changed my coaching adjustments to make everything aggressive. It's a reason for that. I want fumbles, and I want them now, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to always try to flick the hit stick up when I'm making a tackle and bash their life out. Okay, I missed that one. I didn't. Okay, and in that one, they just let them. Sometimes it's gonna happen, guys, and that's what I liked about the update that they put out. The hit sticks are more realistic. Like if you don't really line it up right, you're not gonna get an animation that, that you're gonna like. You're not gonna be able to get certain things from it, and I really, really like that. That was really, really interesting that they were able to successfully do that. So if you go for a hit stick like that and you miss, well, not miss, but they are like holding R1 or other kind of crap like that. It just won't work out for you. You'll get that like nonchalant animation because it actually goes against their carrying, which in that situation, that guy probably doesn't have high carry, but this is arcade mode, so it's not really, it's not really a mode that, that's going to really give you realistic feel. This is just the mode that you come out in to enjoy the game. You know what I'm saying? Anything goes in this mode. It's pretty much Madden 16 after the first patch, so that's where we are with that. So he's going to go ahead and do that. and he's going to catch it because it's arcade mode. So now the computer's just doing whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's just like, you know what? Just dot me, bro. Just dot me. Because I'm not even going to worry about it. All I want to do is get on offense. But I would much rather have an interception and just do it like that. But, you know, whatever. The computer's doing whatever they want. It's working out for them. They don't really give an F. So it is what it is. More than likely, they're going to score a touchdown right here and just do me dry. But can we get a hit stick, though? Nope, we can't get a hit stick. Because if we line up a hit stick, the computer's fumbling the ball. Like it's point blank period. And even in a regular head-to-head game when it's on competitive, if you line up a good hit stick, they're fumbling the ball. In this mode, when you're playing the solos, guys, as you're trying to get those fumbles for the original, you know, like the 95 overall, not his objectives. When you're trying to get the fumble with any player, the settings that I showed you right here with the coaching adjustments, make sure that you use those because it's very, very good. He's going to throw the dot right there probably. Bro, everybody's open. Oh, he just threw it right there to that guy that was covered. That's more like a guy that I play online too. That's literally what the guys do online. They look for the guy that's covered and throw it right to him, and they catch it. It's very, very exhilarating. If you're looking for something like that to exhilarate you, bro, get your heartbeat going. Pick the who swatted that? Chase, why is he swatting balls? What is he doing, bro? That guy is a real idiot. He's a real idiot, bro. Like, what is that, man? All right, so here we go. But he does have really good zone for a linebacker, so that's probably why, you know, he's just involved in the play trying to make it right there. But, oh my, good. All right, so now that we just did that, right, we're going to go to a running play that I like to use. If you're in the Atlanta playbook, you could use stretch. I'm in the Patriots playbook right now, so I usually use the toss play, right? So when I use the toss play, I look at the way the line is. Like you see that they're giving you the green box on that side. You don't always have to run that way. You can easily flip it, but because they have it that way, we're gonna go ahead and run it that way. And we're just gonna follow our blockers and just try to get there, do a couple spin moves, and then get smashed in the face, and they're gonna call timeout. But anyway, usually it's a one play, like going all the way up the field for 99 yards. This is a lot more difficult than the passing yard one because sometimes with the rushes, the computer will cheat. So I'm gonna flip it to the left. I'm gonna move this guy over. Okay, and then I'm going to run it that way, make it green. You know what I'm saying? The computer shouldn't be able to do whatever they want. You should be able to successfully, if that guy goes and blocks that guy. Okay, so with the toss plays, they're a little glitchy, so you should be able to do that. Okay, now once you get up to about right here, okay, you're going to find like any kind of screenplay. What I used when I was doing the rushing, I used this play out of the Patriots playbook. It was in bunch, no, not bunch. It was in trips tight end. It was like a little screen outside. Yeah, like the slot swing. Right there, or you can use the pat slot, other one, whatever that is, right? And then I would just throw it to Hill and run backwards with him. So I'd hike it, I would throw it to him, and then I would just run backwards, and that's considered a pass. Okay, so as you run back, you go to like the 10-yard line. Where is it? Go, like in between here. You go to like the 5, and then all you do is repeat it. And then you'll see that your passing yards will go down, but you don't care about the passing yards. And also note, even if you're not done with the 80,000, it won't deduct from what you already have in the game. That was another question I was asked. It won't deduct from it. So, like, say you come into this and you have 50K passing yards, and you just want to get the rushing out of the way. It won't deduct from the 50K that you have just because you're running backwards and you're going to leave this game with negative yards. Okay? It only affects the positive. So don't worry about that. Just do what you have to do. If you're focused on the rushing yards, you know what I'm saying, you go ahead and you just try to get these rushing yards in. All right? And you do the same thing. When they get close to you, just time to spin like that. You should be good. Okay, that guy just came out of nowhere like a savage. But you see how his yards are continuing to go up and it's never declined? That's pretty much because, you know, I passed the ball backwards. I didn't, you know, run backwards. The things you guys have to understand, some of you guys are like, yeah, bro, you can just run backwards. No, you can't. Okay, that guy's coming right in, but it doesn't matter. We're spinning him. You can't do that in the same game. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't run backwards and think your yards are going to count in the same game. You have to pass the ball. In this case right here, if you're still looking for passing touchdowns or whatever, what you could do is you could come out and just run a slant play, okay, and just block the tight end and the running back. Like, because remember, you still need passing touchdowns, but you can just do that with the gauntlet from 1 yard out. You just look to see who gets open. Usually it's Randy Moss. Again, if you wanted to run the ball, if you need rushing touchdowns, you could just use the gauntlet from 1 yard out and just keep getting the yards like the touchdowns like that. But typically with me, what I had to do was I had most of the touchdowns already done because I was playing online games. I was playing MUT Draft, I was playing Weekend League, and I was playing head-to-head seasons. So I was scoring a decent amount of touchdowns. It was just the yards. and it was the 80,000 yards, to be honest. The rushing yards were pretty simple because what happens is you have to run the ball this year because what they do is guys come out playing SAG-D, rush nobody, and sack you. So you have to run the ball to get them out of those stupid defenses. So I had a lot of rush yards already. I didn't really need to do this much. So I did this probably like, I was done. Once I figured out that I had everything I needed except for the rushing yards, like I had the rushing TDs, everything, it took me about a day of like, you know, sitting there for like 3 or 4 hours with the rushing yards to get the 25K. Because I already had like 15-7 or something like that from just playing online head-to-head and doing the 500 solos. So if you're not a guy that's doing the 500 solos route, as far as getting MutMaster, you're going to probably, if you've been playing online, it depends on how you play. Like me, I had a lot of rushing yards because I just felt like I had to rush the ball. But if you pass the ball a lot, it's going to be a long time, man. Because 25,000 yards against the CPU, when you go into the game, right, I was averaging with the rush yards maybe 1,000. So it took me like 9 games or something like that to do it. I was just getting 1,000 yards a game because it depends on how the computer cheats me. If the computer cheats me, it's going to be really, really bad. So sometimes I would leave the game with like maybe 800 rush yards, 800. And again, there was no cap, but I didn't go over 1,000. With the passing yards, some games I had 2,800. And it still registered. So I don't know if they've changed that. And even last year when I was doing it, it wasn't capped. I don't remember it being capped. But you guys were saying it was capped for some reason. I don't remember that. But even if it was, it's not this year. So we should be really good. And it's very, very good news. As of this point, we have 10 MUT Masters already before September 2018. So that's really, really huge right there. And I'm just thankful for you guys that, you know, you joined this journey with me and you're requesting the information to get it done. Because it is time consuming. And it will frustrate you and get you raped like that right there. Like, how did he tackle me? How did he tackle me right there, bro? Like, I was spin moving him, and sometimes that happens. But with the passing, like I showed you with the plays, if you pick the right solos, the computer can't do anything. The computer will literally let you pass the ball for a touchdown all the time. See, look at this guy. Look at this guy. You see how he didn't block? Those are the things that will happen. But for the most part, you could run tosses out of any formation, guys. Any one of the formations, and you'll be good to go. So just keep that in mind as you go along, going towards MutMaster. And I'm going to tell you again, he is absolutely 100% worth it. Not only that, I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to continue to give him upgrades to get him to a 99, similar to what they did with Sean Taylor last year. So, you know, the earlier you get him, the better. Not sure about the updates, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to have it probably around the time that they start releasing the first 99 before the Super Bowl or something like that. They'll be a lot better with it than they were last year because they took a lot of heat from it. Because people were very upset that it took so long to be able to, you know, get Sean Taylor to a 99 overall. So that's pretty much what you're gonna have to do. Use any screenplay. I don't like to do the halfback screens because I don't really trust those. But I do like those slot swings. I do the 5 wide screenplay, and you just run backwards with as a passing, you know, a passing completion play, and then you simply, you know, run a toss play, run stretch, whatever, and then those yards accumulate. I would stay at 1,000. A game because I know that that's what worked for me. Passing, like I said, I went up to 3,000 and I got all of them. So with passing it was a little bit easier and I got higher amounts. But all in all, you shouldn't have to do the full 25 games at 1,000 yards anyway because you should already have yards. But that's the best way to do it right there, guys. If you have any other question or comments or you want to contribute to the video as far as like what you did, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.